right, so let's look at some single leg defense here. This is actually pretty good job by Shaji and by me. He did a couple of things. He should have done a couple of things a little bit different. He would have actually probably put my butt to the floor, but he didn't. So let's take a look at this. So initially, the initial setup is I'm right leg forward, and I got to start tying up his hands. He's used to tying up the hands. So as he goes to start tying up the hands, he goes to tie up the hands, and then he comes short, and then he shoots in the legs. So I went to go tie up. I was thinking I was going to tie up, and he beats the hand, and he shoots to 2 knees, and he puts his head on the inside here. He goes down to 2 knees. Now, right from here, as he's on 2 knees, I'm like, okay, it's too late to sprawl. So as he goes to come up, what I try to do is I try to limp leg out and kick away, but he pinches the leg, his 2 legs around my leg. So then I just come back in and I go right to a whizzer and I play here. Now, right from here, he makes a transition after a few seconds up to a tight waist. Okay, now, if my shoulders came over my hips from here and he started to knee sweep and start trying to be back in this direction, he would have set me down. Okay, so if I had started to come up and posture up like this, he definitely would have set me down. But my posture was relatively broken, and my shoulders are forward over my hips like so. So now when I went to go for the knee sweep, it was a pretty hard thing for him to do. And what he could have done is he could have used this in conjunction with a foot sweep, and he could have started hitting the knee sweep and started circling in this direction, pulling back down. Then he could have used this foot to trip my ankle, and then he would have been able to put my butt down to the floor like so. But if I was leaning so far forward, where the knee sweep just wasn't happening from here on the wrist, and from here, if I was trying to go this way and it just wasn't working, I could have started moving in the opposite direction, putting the hand down to the floor like so. And now if the whizzer came out, then he would have had my back. But if the whizzer stayed in, and this hand posted on the floor and came off my wrist, whizzer in. Now from here, he could have started moving to a full body lock or to a pinch headlock, and then started working from these positions. So what he should have done is he should have first, as he went to go knee sweep, was strip that far foot. And then from here, he felt I was leaning so far forward that the backwards reaction wasn't happening, and you can always just put that hand down to the floor here. And now when she goes to start working, that's a pretty easy thing to start working around, moving to a body lock, right to the far hip, doing all kinds of things right from there. So he kind of followed up and chained a few things together and started putting either my butt to the floor or my hands to the floor, and he didn't. And then once I defended and he realized the knee sweep wasn't going to work, then he kind of just like punched my shoulder and pushed me away and like gave up contact for no reason. So like the second that the knee sweep failed, he kind of just took his right hand and just kind of punched me in the shoulder and then moved away. Like there was no reason to separate. But that's my whole entire career. Is like guys will like get beginnings of a move, get like a score in the judge's eyes, and then disengage. But it's hard to scrimmage. So like the scrimmage is like you have to not just be better at like scrimmaging and wrestling, you also have to keep a connection with the guy. And you'll see this when we talk about scrimmaging in my Lucas Barboza match. It's like I wanted them to keep connected, so I had to stay in the pocket the whole time, not do too much defensively until it was time to actually score. But it's like a balance between like having the guy have the confidence to stay in the pocket and keep attacking you until it's your time to actually go in and hit some counter offense, because they'll just like hit like 1 or 2 moves and then just let go for no reason, or like pass your guard and then just let go for no reason. It's super annoying, and that's